Apple's big September event might be happening early this year, and invites should be going out any moment now, and we will be getting, thanks to all the leaks,
iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and our most advanced iPhone ever, iPhone Ultra.
We've also got news that Apple is finally being forced to put in user replaceable batteries. And then there's like this little story about Apple suing this guy named Johnny Ive. Yep, no big deal. Not a huge lawsuit or anything. This has been one of the wildest news weeks for Apple in a long time. So let me break down everything you need to know and also give a big thanks to Monarch for sponsoring this video. All right, so where we sit right now is about 2-ish months away from the release of the iPhone 18 Pro. Not the announcement, because that's gonna happen way sooner, but like by this time in September, most of these phones should be out. So we'll get the iPhone 18 Pro, the Pro Max. It'll come in this new kind of cherry color that is all the rage and is already leaked like crazy. But do keep in mind that Apple is doing things a bit different this year. They are doing that split launch, so there's just gonna be Pro models and the Fold. There isn't gonna be a new Air, there's not gonna be a base phone. Those will be moved to the spring. And then also what it looks like is kind of like the iPhone 10 a number of years ago. Apple is gonna kind of split things up, so the Pro and Pro Max will launch first, and then the Ultra, the folding phone, likely wouldn't launch until October or November. So if you want to get your hands on this, what will likely be a very expensive iPhone Ultra, you're gonna have to wait a couple of weeks as Apple is gonna space things out a bit. In addition to iPhones for this fall, we are kind of expecting a little bit of some exciting stuff to come next year with new iPads. We're hearing from Bloomberg that an iPad Pro overhaul is in the works. iPad mini is still set to be getting a bit of a redesign, allegedly with an OLED display. And then also a couple of new Apple Pencils are coming in, a base end model and a Pro end model, and these might be the very first Apple accessories that are being kind of forced to be equipped with new user replaceable batteries due to some legislation internationally and some rules that Apple can no longer break. We had heard rumors of a redesigned entry-level MacBook Pro that could also be coming, some new silicon upgrades. All of that is very much in limbo right now, so at least we've got the iPhones coming, but everything else is kind of to be determined. And not only are all the iPhone 18s this year set to be getting more expensive, but this story about cost has really started to become a bigger problem. Not only did we just now hear that Apple is actually slashing their forecast for the iPhone 17 because they just don't expect to sell many of these now with all these pricing and memory issues, but also in addition to the big Apple price bump we got just a few weeks ago, more are coming soon for other products. And also it seems like this issue with price might be kind of stopping some products that were nearly complete and ready to go. For example, one of the things we might have seen at the September event would have been the introduction of AirPods Ultra, or this new higher end version of AirPods that would have been like the AirPods Pro we have, but they would have included some cameras for some real world visual intelligence with the new smarter series. There are a lot of wild things happening in the Apple universe right now, not just tariffs and memory shortages and complications, trying to get everything ready to go for the iOS 27 launch and the new Siri stuff, but also this wild new lawsuit that makes some crazy allegations and kind of makes Johnny Ive Apple enemy number one. And as you can probably tell, pricing is going to be a big kind of player for Apple over the next 12 months, which I think is why all of us right now want to make sure we know where every one of our dollars is going. We want our money to work for us, which is why I am so excited to partner with this video sponsor, Monarch, as they are here to bring calm and peace and order and unification to the wild world of personal finances. It is a totally private and ad-free personal finance platform that unifies all of your accounts and credit cards and all your different digital apps into one place, so you can easily see in one unified dashboard at a glance how your money is working for you. And I love that it's available on all my different devices. It's using bank level encryption and read-only access, so everything is very safe and secure. And beyond helping you stay on top of bills and budgeting, it's gonna help you with kind of all aspects of your personal finance life. So it'll track your net worth, help you track your credit score, things like that. You can easily share it with a partner if you want to. I also love the suite of powerful AI tools and insights insights as well built into the app. It makes it kind of feel like you have a personal finance guru that is working for you 24/7, always available, that can answer any questions that come up. It's great, it's powerful, and so easy to use. In fact, if you guys want to check out Monarch for yourself today and get control of your finances, get more transparency, and get total money clarity, I will throw a link down below. You can get started with a free trial, and if you use our special code TAC50, it's going to get you 50% off your first year. So again, learn more, check out Monarch. It's so beautifully well done just by clicking the link down below, also in the pinned comments. And again, TAC50 is going to get you 50% off your first year. Essentially, Apple is suing OpenAI and their I/O hardware division, which is now kind of tied to Johnny Ive because Johnny Ive, his company was acquired by OpenAI and he's working with OpenAI on hardware, so they're all kind of mixed in there together. And essentially what Apple is suing them for is stealing classified, super top secret trade secrets, like the magical stuff on what Apple is working on next, and a lot of the secrets on things for AirPods and iPhones and Apple Watches and things like that. And who Apple is suing specifically as well, in addition to the companies, is an OpenAI executive who had a pretty long tenure at Apple. This guy had worked at Apple for decades, and he was known for being one of the leaders on major products like the iPhone and AirPods and Apple Watch. And allegedly, what the lawsuit claims is not only did he leave for OpenAI and take a bunch of proprietary Apple information with him, but he also continued to access secret Apple info after he left, and then also dismantled his teams inside of Apple and took hundreds and hundreds of Apple's top engineers and designers and top executives and moved them over to OpenAI. And the reason this is so explosive is, again, a number of reasons. OpenAI is allegedly building an iPhone kind of competitor and a bunch of new hardware right inside of their new company. You also not only have a bunch of Apple ex-engineers working there, but you have Johnny Ive, you have Evans Hankey, who was kind of Johnny Ive's successor. She left Apple and then went to this new venture. You've got all these Apple engineers, you've got this hardware. You basically have a shadow Apple company now working as a competitor inside of OpenAI, directly going after Apple, and they allegedly took a bunch of proprietary info with them. They're stealing trade secrets. Plus, there's the whole issue that Apple and ChatGPT had kind of a sour relationship, and their whole framework for Apple intelligence really didn't work out all that well. It's just a very, very messy situation, and it's just very kind of ironic, I don't know what the word is, that one of Apple's top figureheads, the executives, Johnny Ive, he was Apple for decades, is now kind of one of their biggest competitors and enemies, as he is actively working on a device to take down Apple and the iPhone. And whether you love Apple or hate them, I think everybody's at least a little curious to know what a Johnny Ive inspired new device could actually look like, especially if you take the prowess of Johnny Ive and all these Apple designers and engineers building something with a bunch of cash and, intelligence that OpenAI has behind the scenes. Everybody's really curious to know what this thing is going to be, which is why Apple is kind of so panicked right now and why they're trying to rush this lawsuit. Gonna be very curious to see where things go from here. Of course, iOS 27 continues its debut. Public beta is out now, so you can try it out, and developer betas will continue, and we're just kind of marching forward closer and closer to the official debut of the new iPhones for this year, and hopefully some other surprises we see at a September event. So curious to know your thoughts on this, the lawsuit, the leaks, the rumors. Let me know your thoughts down below to all the news of the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you guys in the next one.